Hi guys, this is Rocio from Mama Abroad, and I am back after a long absence. Maxi Mosey is doing great. He is almost 8 weeks old, and he is breastfeeding right now, and that is the subject that I want to talk about today. I want to cover the 5 most common breastfeeding questions that I think most, especially new mothers, have because after pregnancy and birth, I guess breastfeeding is the next big subject that we wonder about. Um, Maxi is being completely breastfed. He is doing great. He has a great latch and he is gaining weight steadily. So when he was first born, he was 3.4 kilos. And the last time that I weighed him, which was almost 2 weeks ago, he was already 5.5 kilos. So he's doing great. I can see it in his, cheeks, his chubby cheeks, and I can see his legs and arms and tummy. He's just filling up, and it's the most amazing kind of pride that you can have when you are feeding your baby and you are the reason that he's getting chubby. It's really strange, but it gives you such a sense of pride. It's amazing. I would definitely recommend breastfeeding. Of course, it's a personal choice. Some others choose not to, some are unable to, and thankfully today there is formula that is just great, and there's no need for your baby to, not get everything that he needs if you're unable to breastfeed him. But I am a big advocate of everything that's natural. And so I definitely think that this is how nature intended it. So I wanted to try, and I was hoping that I could do it for at least the first 6 months, which is what is most commonly recommended. 6 months of just breast milk, and then after that, you can start mixing foods with breast milk or formula. And yeah, so that is my plan. And so far, it's working and it's going great. So here are the most common questions that I think we have at the beginning. One, does it hurt? And will, my nipples crack and be sore? So I guess Jein would be the most accurate answer to this question. Jein is a great German word that doesn't exist in Spanish or English, but it's a mix of ja and nein, so kind of like yes and no. No, it's not painful, but of course, saliva can make your nipples dry, which would be one reason they would crack. And two, the sucking motion, especially if your baby's not latching on correctly, which is possible at the beginning because just like you, he's learning how to do this. And you have to help him, and that's why you should research and make sure that you're helping him latch on in the right way. Um, you know, if he's sucking in a very sensitive part of your body, your nipple, every like 2 to 4 hours, of course they're gonna get sensitive and it can be uncomfortable. But there is, well, one ways to help your nipples, soothe them, and also it doesn't last very long. So I remember feeling uncomfortable for the first couple of weeks, and it can be uncomfortable. I was using, which I recommend, a cream that's called Lancino. I think it's the most common one. I will add the link to it on the description of the video. And it's just a lanolin based cream that you put on your nipple, and it just kind of soothes it. I started using this cream a couple of weeks before he was born just to prepare my nipples, and I am not really using it anymore. I mean, I keep it in my toilet, and whenever I remember, when my bathroom, whenever I remember to use it, I put it on, but I don't really need it. Uh, at the beginning, I was putting this cream every time he stopped, every time he was done with feeding. You can see how much he's enjoying. Look at his little toes just going like, ah. He loves it. Um, and I was doing it every time afterwards. So what's great about this cream is that it's 100% natural, and that it's okay for your baby to digest it. So you don't have to take it off which I guess if you were putting something and then you had to take it off, you're just playing basically with your nipples even more. I guess it would be kind of like it would just hurt them more. But you can leave this on. I was basically putting on every time he was done feeding, which is a lot of times during the day. I tried not to use too much because then whenever he went back to my breast, he would get it all over his face, and it was kind of like just greasy. I didn't want him to be digesting too much of it. So but I needed it every single time, and it soothed it so much. It felt so good afterwards. And I remember thinking and asking my mom, like, is this really one day not gonna feel so sensitive? And she kept saying, like, yes, like it'll come a day where you won't feel anything at all when he's breastfeeding. I mean, any kind of like sensitivity or pain. And it was true, after about week 3, I didn't need the cream anymore, and I didn't feel any kind of soreness or extra sensitivity. So now, when he's breastfeeding, like it just doesn't feel uncomfortable at all, which is just great, And so, expect a bit of uncomfortable sensations at the beginning. This is new for you and it's new for the baby. But if you just keep at it and just kind of like soldier on for the first couple of weeks, I promise it will go, it will pass, and it will be very comfortable and extremely practical afterwards. So it's definitely worth just keeping at it. Question number 2 is, do I need to clean my nipples after or before the baby feeds? And this is a big no-no. I think a lot of us would think that you need to clean it. Of course, you're being so careful, washing your hands, not using any products. Your baby is new to this world. You need to be so careful with him. So I guess it would be natural for you to think that you need to be extra careful with your nipples, and just because he's eating off them, just kind of cleaning them all the time. But no, your nipple actually naturally will produce some like type of fat that cleanses it. And so when you actually clean it, you take that off, and it instead of helping, it just means more work for you. It means your nipples will, be messed around with even more. And then also you're actually removing something that cleans them naturally. So no, you don't need to clean them. 3, do I need to get nursing bras? So this is a matter of personal choice and personal taste. I definitely love my nursing bras. I recommend getting like 4 to 5 at the beginning, trying different ones. I basically have 3 different ones. I will add them the description of the video. Again, I have some for the evening, for the night. They're very loose and comfortable, and they're super easy to take down so that minimum effort is required during sleeping time. And then I have some for the day, and then I have one they don't have any wires, really really comfortable. They're basically sports bras that you can kind of like, here, you can do this, and then you can pull it down, so it's really really easy. But other than that, they just look like sports bras. And then I have one kind of like fancy one, or like that I use whenever like to go out or something, and that has an underwire. And again, it just has this little clip. So I'm very happy with that. I definitely recommend it just because it's easier. You wanna, you wanna be as practical as possible, and just help yourself make this kind of new job as easy as possible. So I would say yes. Number 4, will I produce enough milk? Now, again, this depends on you, your body, your experience, but naturally you should be producing exactly the amount of milk that your baby needs. And your breast milk will also be like kind of like custom made to your baby's needs, and it will have the nutrients that your baby specifically needs. Your body will pick up on it. It's amazing. It's an amazing, perfectly working machine. So you should trust it and let it do its work. Like, There's no reason you should not have enough milk. It basically it's on demand. So the more your baby feeds, the more milk you will produce. Now, if for any reason you're not being able to, you can always mix formula and breast milk so that you can still breastfeed, but you're making sure that your baby's getting enough. And then number 5, should my diet change because of breastfeeding? Here, no. You should have a very healthy, very complete diet, just the way that you did during pregnancy. The good news is that, those things that you were not able to eat during pregnancy, like soft cheeses, any unpasteurized dairy products, ham, like cured ham, or any kind of like raw meat, fish that you were not able to eat before, you are now able to eat. It's safe for you to do so. Of course, still you have to be careful around coffee, caffeine in general, and alcohol. But other than that, your diet should be normal. I am not eating anything that's too spicy just because I read that can change the taste of the milk, which is naturally very sweet and vanilla. It kind of tastes like vanilla. I've tasted my own, which you might think is gross, but of course I don't because it's my own. And I was curious, and it's very sweet and it tastes like vanilla. And the other thing that I'm not drinking is any kind of like full fat milk, just because I was doing so at the beginning and then he was getting very gassy. For the first 3 months of life, babies struggle a little with their digestive system. It's new and it still needs to kind of like, get working properly. And so it's hard for them to pass. Number 2, you have to help them, massage them. So he was having a harder time with full fat milk, like he was having lots of farts and, his stomach was going like blah, 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 all the time. So, you try different things. I now using lactose-free skimmed milk, and he stopped having those issues. So yeah, I hope that those tips and, sharing my experience is useful to you guys and insightful. And I will see you guys really, really soon. If you have any questions, just comment on the video and I'll try to get back to you guys. And don't forget to, share this video with anyone you think might be useful to, and comment and like it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I will see you guys really, really soon. Bye.